The following will be a demonstration of a safety technique. Hopefully this demonstration will show some of the reality of technology. This technology was important to many children a long time ago. Something should be noticed, that it was easier to see on displays at the time, but it was commonly discussed that this method was used by the computer to display it basically in rows. We're going to see how that helps in airplane safety shortly. Remember, the idea is doing rows like that to build up the image. Okay, I'm going to determine whether I'm qualified to make rules for technology. 1. Simulation, not an actual aircraft emergency. 2. Three. 4. 5. See, even if the reality event occurs and me not find it, I still won because 6. There are a lot of ways people could die. Please train for the scrap. 7. Here's one way. Literally 8. Another neighbor says that the 9 is finding that at less than 15 hours. This demonstration of the response capabilities of the actual United States will be immediately followed by some study of some live footage of various international producers who were caught off guard by this crap. Right now it is approximately 1 or 2 hours after the offensive statement by Mr. Trump. One group we're going to study is something called HoloLive. Oftentimes they can't cancel their programs. We have a lot of innocent and unprepared young Japanese women who actually have to not respond to this crap. How does this affect the average American? The point is it doesn't. And that's the goal. So that the average American does not have to deal with this crap. To add that there were 0 Americans who did not die as a result of 9/11, because that crippled every single planned investment in America. 9/11 ended the dream of every single American and changed it substantially. This is a live children's program in Asia. I just got like the world's biggest antenna that has some power things. That's how I'm able to receive it. Anyway, whatever that is. That's a children's program broadcasting in an area of Tokyo where Americans are not allowed anymore. So they don't complain about this to kids. The previous show was music. A team of 13 professionals over the course of 5 minutes completely changed all the data. While they were doing that, they swapped sensors for the performers so it would work with this new thing for 2 performers. That means 6 people were working with the 2 performers, and the other 7 were either working with computer files. One was doing athletic sprint to get a disk drive containing this data. So what did he do? He ran across the field, got the drive, ran back. It was that simple, because they don't do this nonsense like the president might have done in Tokyo. An expert said, please add this. Why are they writing the change in programming? Because a lot of parents, to deal with the air traffic control issue, only said to their kids, I'm sorry. Dad has to work all day today. See the TV for information. Literally.
I'm going to finally do the impossible. I'm going to go outside and I am going to touch grass. Alright, so here I am. I'm outside. I'm in the grass right freaking now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to touch it. Here we go. Look, I'm touching it. Look at it. I'm doing it.
Can you reassign me?
This audio will not be used if it's not useful. In case I just ignore it, please.
I just wasn't with him, and he had to go to the airport, and he was there for probably like 6 to 8 hours before his plane left. So it's going to vary based off of like where you're flying from, but for us, he was there for 6 to 8 hours, and so we got to talk pretty much all day. Now, when he got to Lackland, that's when things got real. He got in super late, like midnight, so I was sleeping. He literally called, and it sounded scripted, and he was like, I made it in safely. I just wanted to let you know I will be in contact with you within the next 3 days. That was it. And then I said, okay.
Okay. Thank you for that report.